Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, June 12th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, QUBT. Been looking at this one on a very routine basis, and once again today, higher highs, higher lows. So the uptrend continues, and now we're looking at a good quality pattern here. So let's get this pattern drawn into play. So first part of the pattern will be the support portion. Let's get this down here and make it a little bit. Oops. There we go. And then change that to green to represent support. And then the top part of the pattern right here, more so the resistance area there, give or take. You can draw this however you want, but I'm just trying to illustrate the idea. The idea being big surge up, and now we're getting consolidation. So do trend lines have to necessarily be perfect? Not really, just because as long as you're conveying the overall message. And the overall message here, again, like I said, big move up and then consolidation. So how do we turn this into the official pattern? Well, let's just keep it all the same color to hopefully make it easier to see. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big move up right there. Then for you golfers out there, try to make it a little bit more visual, put the golf hole down here like this, and this would be a bull pennant pattern. Now let me be very clear, just because something's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure or guaranteed it's going to go up. But is it valid? Is it plausible to think that if the price could consolidate out, come up here and break through there, that maybe, just maybe, that break could create additional buying pressure? Absolutely. Again, not guaranteed, but certainly a more than valid question to throw out there that maybe the break of that level does create upside buying pressure. So if you like bull pennant patterns, you like stocks with a whole lot of volume on them, keep an eye on it. Next one here, HCTI, in same exact idea. So I'm going to go through this much quicker as I want to respect your time as much as possible. But you heard me just talk about this pattern and everything. So there is our support portion of the pattern. There is the resistance portion of it. And then let's keep it all the same color. So I'd say the biggest difference here is that this is all occurring on a penny stock. So there's our resistance, there's our support, there's our big move up right here. There is a golf hole down here. So again, no guarantees because it's a bull pennant pattern of going up. But certainly more than plausible, more than valid to think that if the price were to come up here and break up through there, that break right there could very well create an upside, up continued momentum. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'd say the biggest difference here is this is down below and down in the penny stock range. So if you like penny stocks, you like bull pennants, here you go. Next one here, RGTI, and good solid couple levels here that I think a lot of people will be watching. First is this trend line right here. If I just connect these, you can see it's done a good job of forecasting where the buyers have been hanging out at. You can see right there, and then right there, and then right there. But let me be very clear. If the price falls below that trend line, that doesn't mean that everything's destroyed or ruined or anything like that, because the price would still be up above that purple line right there, the 50-period simple moving average. With that said, if the price were to come down here, break down through the trend line, and then break down through that moving average right there, at that point is where things start to get a little bit sketchy and a little bit more worrisome. But as of right now, not only is the price still up above the purple line, it's still nicely above the trend line right there. So keep your eye on those levels from a resistance standpoint, from a support standpoint. From a resistance standpoint, I'd keep an eye on that level right there. If the price can come up here and get a good high volume break of that level, then at that point I could see the price making a move back up to potentially that area there around the $13.50 mark. But one step at a time, and like I said, that first step is a good high volume break of that trend line right there. But all in all, good eventful day. Next one, NCNA. Talked about this in yesterday's video, and you can see got the nice break up through that resistance line right there that I drew. So with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. But now really, I think what matters most is what a whole lot of people have taken notice of, and that's this area of resistance up here, where you can see now that it's become very clear that right around the 19-cent mark, not exact, but very close, or the sellers are hanging out. You go back to Tuesday, and you can see rejected a couple times there. Then you look at this morning, rejected right there. Mid-afternoon, rejected right there. And then even right there, never hit it exactly, but got within the general vicinity. So you got to think that everybody and their brother's uncle is watching that 19-cent mark. And I make that comment because when a lot of people are watching the same level and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. It can produce some very dynamic movements. And that's what seems to be going on there with that 19-cent mark. A lot of people definitely watching that very closely. And then from a support standpoint, now that we have more information, we can get a new trend line in play right there. So that would be the preferable level, meaning, what would make the chart look the strongest? Certainly if the price can stay up above there. But if it doesn't, you still do have the 50-period moving average at purple line. You still have this green line down here at 0.111. So there are still plenty of areas of support down below you. But yeah, got to think that all eyes are on public enemy number one right up there at 19 cents on on Thursday. So we'll see if the price can push up through there or not. Next one here, TSLL. I'll go through this one quicker because you've already heard me talk about this pattern before, but we're back to speaking out bull pennant pattern. So there's the area of resistance. There's the area of support, although I could see some people pushing back and saying this is not a bull pennant, but rather a bull flag. So no need to get in a fist fight over terminology because both are suggesting the same things. There's been a move up, and now there's consolidation, and then the question just becomes, is the consolidation healthy to lead to an upwards move? So like I said, no need to get in a fist fight of whether or not this is a bull pennant or bull flag, but just understand that the psychology is all there. So again, there's the pullback. What was happening before the pullback? Well, a big move up right here. So bull pennant, bull flag, whatever you want to call it. If you like these sorts of patterns, and this is technically an ETF, but keep a close eye on TSLL. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down below in the description area, or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage that you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one here, NVDA. And big picture-wise, the chart's perfectly fine. But yes, today individually, rough day. Came up here, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched past videos, but you know that we've been talking about 144.75 as a resistance, and you can see earlier on in the day, it tried and just had no success. But unfortunately, this time it's not like it was a minor pullback. This thing got smacked down pretty good, and it's now actually down below the purple line right there. Not the end of the world, and to be fair, on the good news front, it's bounced back up pretty nicely and is doing battle with it a couple of times right there. It's actually very close to getting back above it, but nonetheless, it is still down below that purple line, which again, not the greatest sign, but by no means does that mean that the entire chart's destroyed or anything of that nature. But I am curious now moving forward of whether or not this trend line right here can continue to hold strong. So let's get that in right there. And if the price cannot hold above there, I'm not saying the price drops straight down to that pink line right there, but I could see, especially if it's a high volume break of that green line, I could see that creating more downside pressure within the market. Within this stock here, and then it finding some more bearish momentum. But as of now, the price is doing a good job of holding above that area right there. So in the very near term, the sooner the price can get back above that purple line, the better. And then if the price clears up through there, then yes, the level that we've been talking about remains right up there at 144.75. But really no point in talking too much about 144.75 until the price can at least get up above that level right there. So that'll be for step number one. So we'll see how this continues to play out on Thursday. Next one here, NVTS. Overall, the chart is fine. There is a little bit of clarification. If you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there, and your plan was to buy and sell within 7 minutes, well then yes, from that standpoint, things are looking pretty rough because the price did pull back quite a bit today. With that said, if you do care about things from just the bigger picture point of view, then even the pullback here to that purple line, which is doing a great job of holding above it, but if that's the new low, and then you look at this set of lows, and then this set of lows, and then lows even down here, then if you envision each one of those stair steps, well, you still do have stair steps progress in the upwards direction. And assuming you care about the grand scheme of it all, that's what matters most. It's all about just showing signs of progress and making higher highs and higher lows, which is the case. In fact, today, even with the pullback here, it did put in a higher high. So higher highs, higher lows. From an overall standpoint, it's hard to find much to complain about as the overall trend remains in the bull's favor. Next one, PLUG, and we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. This is a multi-day one, so let's get this drawn into play. So there's the top part of the pattern. There is the bottom part, and then just to keep it the same color, we have resistance, we have support, we have the nice upwards move right there. So here, can't forget the golf hole, put the golf hole down here. We have a nice overall bull pennant pattern. So if you like multi-day patterns, if you like multi-day bull pennants down in this price range of around $2, then look no further than PLUG. Next one, VTAK. And this was not exactly what I was thinking because as I speak right now, check out the last 30 minutes. looking pretty rough here. Sellers showing up. Now, this does not destroy the entire chart, but yeah, it does kind of put a little damper on things a little bit. But nonetheless, we'll still get the overall pattern drawn into play, which is going to sound familiar. There's our area of resistance. Here is our area of support. Well, like I said, right now, kind of the door's knocking on it. And then just to keep this all the same color, resistance, support, nice upwards move here. So we're looking at another bull pennant. But yeah, in this set of circumstances, be very careful of this. If this thing just crashes down below the bottom of the pattern, then technically speaking, the bull pennant has been violated. Now, just because it's been violated doesn't mean that it's going to drop all the way down there. But a break of that line does put the price back inside of this kind of no man's land of the chart where it could pick up some bearish momentum. Again, no guarantees, but certainly a very important dynamic here to keep a close eye on headed into Thursday. So we'll see what happens to that. But you know, if this thing can get the bounce off here and then consolidate around, well, then that's going to make that pattern look that much better and then make that much more of a realistic possibility that it could generate some upside buying pressure. Next one, TSLA, and we've had many of this pattern, so we might as well just end with one. But yeah, you guessed it. Maybe you're already talking about it. We're looking at the bear pennant, or I'm sorry, not a bear pennant, a bull pennant, bull flag pattern. As I mentioned earlier, please, no need to get in a fist fight about it because overall the story, the psychology is telling us the same. You've had a bit of a pullback here, but when you factor in what was happening before the pullback and that the price was down here and it's gone all the way up here, you now are looking at a bull pennant, bull flag regardless. Now, the one thing to note here is even if it does break up through the top part of the pattern right there, don't be wrong, that's a great thing. That's a good bullish step in the right direction. I just want to get overly excited about it because not that far away, you do have the pink line right there, the 200 period simple moving average, right now valued at 335.60. And that's, kind of the current battleground right there. That's overarching. But like I said, one step at a time. First, it's got to even get the break of the pattern. But if it can break the pattern and then break the 200 period moving average, that would just be a chef's kiss of a movement right there. So we'll see what Tesla has in store over the next couple of days. So that wraps up the top 10 lists. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Like I said, it'll be very soon, Thursday, June 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. And as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, as always, if you enjoy these, make sure you hit that like button. And also, I have begun live streaming. So if you're interested in seeing me trade live, just come hang out, ask questions. Then make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you will be notified of when I do go live. So definitely swing by, say, hey, I'm from the video charts. It's always fun to see when people make the connection through there. So thanks for watching. Make sure you get signed up for the free training. Thanks and have a good one.